Hey everyone, it's Kim, Angel Dream Crafts, and I am here with a new tutorial for you guys. And I had posted this on Facebook yesterday. So if you are on my Facebook, then you would have seen a little sneak peek of these yesterday. But I have been making some boho jewelry, and I wanted to come on and share with you how I created these pieces. So let me just show you the different pieces that I've made. I've got a couple of necklaces here. This is the first one, and this is a piece of cherry quartz that I got, and I'm going to show you in a few minutes some pieces that I got, and I got these on eBay. And if you type in beads free shipping on eBay, then you will get the sellers from China, and then you can, check out some of these great bargains. A lot of these gemstones, I only paid like, 39 cents or 89 cents or 59 cents or whatever, but all under $1. And they're beautiful. I'm so happy with them. So just if you're on eBay, check that out. So that's where a lot of these pieces came from, the gemstones. So what I did was, on this one, I've used some lace, I've used some sari ribbon, and I have used some of my yarn here that I got from Darn Good Yarn. And I did a haul video a little while back on this, so that's what I've been using. But you don't have to use that. You can use any yarn. You can make these in any style. They're very forgiving. And what I did was, on here I braided this one, and I've used little bells here that I had in my stash. So I've got 2 of those on either side, and then I've added these 2 beads in sort of a coordinating color. And then going further up, I added these 2 beads right here. They're sort of a goldy, golden green color. And then I have sewn on the beads on the sides here. They're just little bead caps and a nice sort of bead there. And then here I've got some seed beads and another bead. And then for the closure at the end, you can use regular closures if you want, and I've got some here, but for me these are so easy to do. So I put a bead on the end, and then you make a loop on the other end, and it just kind of goes over and it holds. It's amazing. It just stays. I wore this one for quite a while yesterday and never had a problem with it. It didn't come undone or anything. So I'm really pleased with how that one came out. And then this one, this is a glass heart that I had in my stash. It's faceted green. It's very pretty. I love it. And for this one, I've used some strips of, where did I put those? Oh, they're there. I used strips of an old scarf, a satin scarf that I cut into strips, and some sari ribbon and more of my yarn. And I added the beads that are more chunky, and I used the turquoise and the purple in this one, and then a green and a purple. There's a green one there, and then again I've sewn little seed beads on the sides there, and then at the end I've got a bigger bead just to capture it so it can be worn. So that's that one. And then here I've made 3 bracelets, and this one's a little different. This one I just slide on, and I've done the same process. I've added some seed beads, and this was a brooch that I had in my stash, and it's Scottish agate, and I love it. So I think I'm going to keep this one for myself because I really, really like it. And I've used some torn up material here, and the thing about this is, the funkier the color of the material, the better. Great scrap buster project. I've used some yarn on here, lots of beads. So there's that one. And then these 2 here have the same way to do them up as the necklaces. You just kind of put it through the loop, and then this one catches on that bead there. And then I've used this little dangle piece here, which is a moon and a star and some beads. And then I've used some of my turquoise beads on here. And I used more of the silk scarf that I tore up and some of this trim this time and braided it. And then sewed on some beads. And then this has a couple of little bells on the end in a turquoise and a purple. And then this one has a really pretty pink and gold butterfly on it, and it's got some little tiny pearls, a butterfly, and some heart beads there. And I've used actually pink fleece, so it's really soft, sari, and some of this to braid it. So you can use absolutely anything. I have to put a bead on this one still, but it does work. You can just, you know, do that with it, and you could hook it over the bead even there, and that would work. So, you know, they're really forgiving and they're fun to make. They're a great kid project if you want to work with your kids or your grandkids. So these are fun to make. So let's make something. I think I'm going to do another necklace, so we'll get started and do that. So let me just put these all aside over here. And I've taken out some sari ribbon, and I've also got some other fabric here. This is some of that. You can see how crazy colored these were. This is like an olive green with white polka dots on it, but it doesn't matter. Here is some bohemian style fabric from my stash, and then this is the other silk scarf that I cut into strips. So I think I'm going to use this and maybe one of these strips as well. Maybe I'll cut that down a little more. But there's some of the fleece that I used for that other pink bracelet, and it's really nice and soft, so your bracelet turns out nice and soft. So let me just move this stuff aside here. Put that up there. And the sun is coming in. I hope you're going to still be able to see. Maybe let me just pull my blind for a second here. See if I can block a little bit of that off. We'll try that and see what happens. Okay, so you want to get your strips ready. And like I said, I'm going to cut this one a little smaller, because I don't think we need one this wide. So let me just cut that. And they don't have to be perfect strips. That's the great thing about projects like this. Nothing has to be perfect. So yeah, we're going to use this piece here and this piece here, and we're also going to use sari. I think I'm going to use 6 pieces for this. There's a method to my madness, really. And then I'm going to use a piece of this as well. And this will be a necklace, so that should be about right. And what I do, I have a storage unit here in front of me, and I'm using a bulldog clip. And how I get started is I take my pieces and I want to do a sari ribbon and a piece of my fabric. And this one we'll put here with this one. And then this one, what could we do there? Let's just do 2 of these. That'll work. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this ribbon or yarn or whatever piece, and you're going to make a loop. So you want to make sure you've got that loop at the top. So we're just going to do this. And I do have my glue gun on, so I'm going to make the loop first. I can actually use that piece. So I am going to just roll this fabric over top of the loop, and then I'm going to take a scrap piece of fabric, a piece of yarn, string, anything, and I'm just going to tie a knot. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. And I'm just going to tie a knot with it just to capture that loop. Oops, and of course it broke. So let's try that one again. It's a good thing about tutorials like this. You catch all my mistakes and then you guys don't have to make them. Because you can go, oh, Kim did that. I won't do it now. All right, let me do this. So I've captured a loop here. I'm just going to tie that in a knot. Again, does not have to be perfect. And I'm just going to snip those tails off a little shorter. Okay, so now I have that piece. And then these two here, 2 pieces of sari. And then my torn scarf and another piece of sari. So that's going to form my braid. So we're going to take this piece, and then these 2 pieces. And we're going to take the bigger scarf piece, and I'm just going to kind of wrap it around the top with all these bits. And I am now going to, because I need another hand, take a piece of yarn, cut a piece of yarn. And again, it does not have to be yarn, it can be leather, anything. And I'm just going to tie a little knot here so I can capture everything. And just to reinforce that, I'm going to put a little dab of glue right there. And then tie a knot. There we go. So now I've got everything captured. So now I can start my braiding. So what I do is I take a bulldog clip. You can also use a clothespin because you need a slight bit of tension when you're braiding. So I just hook it onto something, anything, like a board would work or something, and then you're just going to sit and braid. I'm sure you all know how to braid, so you want to separate your pieces here. So this is one piece, this is one piece here, and then the sari and the scarf is the third. So even though I've got 2, 4, 6 pieces, you're treating the 2 as one because I just want to make this a bit chunkier of a necklace. So now that I've got this attached, I can pull it slightly and do my braiding. So you just, again, you're starting off your braid, you know, one over the other, and you want to kind of pull it fairly tight. And then when you get to a certain spot, you want to add a bead. And I'm just going to do a little bit of braiding and get down a little bit further so you can see. So there we go. Okay, so now that I'm at this spot here and I'm in camera range, I'm going to add a bead. I'm going to add a bead right there. So what I do is I take my hot glue and just put a little dab of glue there because I don't want my braid to come undone. So I'm just going to press that for a second. So you see now my braid will stay. Okay. And now we're going to find a bead. So at this point you sort of decide what you want to do with your piece and what color you would like it to be. I've got lots of blues and turquoises in here, but I think I'm going to use this piece. This is another one of the gemstones I got off of eBay. So pretty. So I think I might use that because it would really go with the beiges here. And I can use like a turquoise or a blue or even a green as an accent color. That's how I kind of do it. But you know what? The sky's the limit with these. So let me see here what we've got for beads. And a lot of my beads, again, I do get on eBay, and you just type in beads, free shipping, and you will find beads. So let's see. What do I have? And you also want to pick out like a focal point, which is going to be this heart as well. That's usually the first piece I pick out. Let's see. Oops. Let's use a turquoise bead. So I take a thinner piece because you want to get your sari or your yarn or whatever you're using through the bead. So I'm just going to cut this into a point. Get the fuzzy part off there. And you want to twist it. And you're going to need beads with fairly large holes. And you just kind of want to gently twist till it gets through on the bead here. If I can get it through, I'm hoping. I just keep on twisting till it comes through the other end. Just a little twist and a push. Not yet. It's coming. This is a lesson in patience, I think. Putting things through bead holes and threading needles. Yeah, it's still not through. Come on, you can do it. All right, let's try that again. Try it again. Here we go. Come on, you can get in there. Nope, it doesn't want to. All right, let's see if I can find one with a bigger hole. That one might be bigger. I can do it, really. Come on, get in there. All right. I find if I cut it on an angle, it tends to get in there a little better. That's my theory anyway. Oh my goodness. Never fails. This happens when I'm on camera. Okay. Next. Next. Here we go. This is a nice big hole. And it's the right color. Look at that. That'll go in. Oh my gosh. Hanging in there with me, guys. I'll get it. There we go. There. See? Thank you. Thank you, bead. So you've pushed that all the way up to the top now. And now you would just continue on with your braiding because you've got that bead right there. You want to continue with your braiding. And you just keep on braiding till you get to the next part. And then you can go ahead and add another bead. So you braid and braid and braid. And I think we're going to add another bead right here now. So again, put a little dab of glue here. just twist that so it stays. And I've got the blue bead here. You can see it's completely encapsulated in there now. It's not going to come off. So now we go back to our sari, find another bead that hopefully is fairly easy to put on. These ones look fairly large, so we'll try one of these. Let's try this and see if I can get it in there. Let's hope. It seems to be moving. Do I have anything to poke that down with? Let's try that. I don't know if that'll work, but we'll try it. I think it's going in there. Maybe, maybe not. Come on, you can get in there. You just gotta be patient and get it in there. I think I see it. I think that this side was bigger than the bottom side, so I don't know if I'm going to get it to pull through the other side, because that side's really small. So, okay, different bead. How about this one? Is that big enough? Yes, that looks better. I know famous last words, right? Let's try it and see. Probably would have been better to, when you're doing this, I mean, again, this is me just trying this out, so I'm making all the mistakes here. See if either one of these is any smaller. They don't have to be on the same string as long as it's braided in there. The bead does not have to be on the same string as the previous one. So, what do we have? What do we have? That one looks pretty big. Whoops. But maybe string or yarn would work. Or you could sew them on, but you know what? Oh my goodness, I'm already at 23 minutes and I haven't really gotten that far. This probably be in 2 parts, guys. Of course, yesterday when I made those, I didn't have this much trouble. Oh, look, that's going to go in. Yay. Get in there. There we go. Okay. So there's the second bead. Come on, get past there. There's a bit of a knot there. Oh no, that's not going to go. So you know what? That bead's going to stay there. We'll just braid till we get down to that point. There's a knot in the sari right there. I wonder if I can clip that and make it a bit smaller. Just make it a little thinner. Let's try that. There we go. That worked. Okay. So now I've got the second bead on. And again, we are just going to continue on with our braiding. That one goes with that one. So we're just going to keep on going. Keep braiding, keep braiding. And I'll probably add 2 more beads. And then I think what I'll do is come back and show you how to finish it in part 2. That would probably be better because I don't want these to be like super duper long tutorials. So we're just going to keep on braiding. And as you can see, we're getting close to the end of one of the fabrics, so that's going to kind of dictate, you know, how long your necklace is going to be. Because I've noticed when you're adding the beads, make sure that you pick some strips that are a little longer than you want, because when you add the beads, it does take up a bit more of the fabric. So make sure your piece is a little longer. So that's how you add the beads to this. So I'm going to finish this off, and then I'll come back for part 2, and I'll have this piece completed with 2 more beads on it, and then we will go on to doing the finishing parts, which are adding the focal piece and then adding the tiny little seed beads and then the bead at the end, and just, you know, the finishing touches. So I will be back with part 2 very shortly, and I will have this piece completed then. Okay, stay tuned for part 2, guys. Bye bye.